Hi friends, Miss Frias here to continue our adventure with Roz the robot and Brightbill her little gosling. I'm going to continue reading in The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. Alright, the last time we read, Roz and Brightbill were in a really good place. The garden near their home was flourishing and they were starting to make friends in their neighborhood. Let's continue reading to figure out what happens next. Chapter 35. The First Swim. "Good afternoon, you two," said Loudwing as she waddled into the garden. "Remember me, Brightbill?" "Loudwing! Loudwing!" "Very good," the old goose giggled. "Now, Roz, do you know what tomorrow is?" "Tomorrow is swimming day. The day when all the parents take their goslings out on the pond for the very first time. And you simply must bring Brightbill." "Swim, swim," said the gosling, shaking his tail feathers. "Brightbill can go," said Roz, "but I cannot swim. I cannot go on the pond with him. I will not be able to protect him." "Who'd have thought a big thing like you would be afraid of a little water?" Loudwing laughed. "Well, don't you worry about Brightbill. He'll be safe in the flock, and he's going to have so much fun swimming with the other goslings. We'll begin at sunrise. Don't be late. See you in the morning." And with that, the goose plopped into the water and glided away. "Swim, swim," said the gosling. "Yes, Brightbill," said the robot, staring at the pond. "Swim, swim." Early the next morning, peeps and honks and splashes began echoing across the calm water. Roz and Brightbill followed a trail through the fog and over a beach that was crawling with fluffy gosling and proud parents. Roz took a few steps into the water, and her survival instincts immediately flared up. The robot's computer brain knew that if water got inside her body, it could do serious damage. And so, as the other parents began swimming across the pond, Roz stood safely in the shallows and watched. Brightbill ran up and down the beach with the other goslings, peeping and laughing and pretending to be afraid of the tiny waves. When one wave finally pulled him in, he felt his body floating on top of the water. A big smile appeared on the gosling's face. Clearly, Brightbill was designed to swim. "Very good, Brightbill," said Loudwing as she floated past. "You're a natural." "Yes, Brightbill, you're a natural," said Roz, trying to sound like a good mother. Loudwing rounded up all the goslings and gave them a quick swimming lesson. "Remember, everyone, paddle your feet evenly to swim in a straight line. Paddle with your right foot to go left, paddle with your left foot to go right. Try it out and join the rest of us when you're ready. Happy swimming day." We see Roz waiting in the shallows over here. He can't get in the water. It'll destroy him and his computer systems. Loudwing and the other adult geese calmly glided toward the center of the pond. A jumble of goslings tried to keep up with them. The youngsters jostled and splashed and peeped with excitement, and gradually they paddled in the direction of their parents. Only Brightbill lagged behind. "Mama, swim?" Roz pointed to the flock. "I cannot swim. Go have fun with the other geese. You will be safe with them." The gosling took a deep breath, and then he shook his tail feathers and paddled his feet and set out on his very first swim. He drifted too far to the left. He drifted too far to the right, but his feet just kept paddling until he caught up with the other goslings. Roz spent the morning watching her son swim around and around the pond. As she watched him, she felt something like gratitude. Thanks to Brightbill, the robot now had friends, and shelter, and help. Thanks to Brightbill, the robot had become better at surviving. In a way, Roz needed Brightbill as much as Brightbill needed Roz, which was precisely why she felt such concern when the mood on the pond suddenly changed. One moment, everything was tranquil, and the next moment, the geese were in a panic. Something was violently sloshing up through the group. It was Rockmouth, the giant toothy pike. The fish had been a problem in the pond for as long as anyone could remember, but he had never attacked goslings before. All the parents immediately went to protect their young. all the parents except Roz. The robot could only stand in the shallows and watch as her son left the other geese behind, and desperately swam toward his mother. "Swim to me, Brightbill, quickly!" The gosling kicked as fast as he could, but alone on the water, he made an easy target. The pond rippled as Rockmouth slashed below the surface. "Mama, help!" squeaked Brightbill. The robot was terribly conflicted. Part of her knew she had to help her son, but another part knew she had to stay out of the deep water. Her body lurched forward, then backwards, and again she struggled to make a decision. Then Loudwing came to the rescue. "Rockmouth, don't you dare harm that little darling!" The old geese fluttered over and splashed right down on top of the fish. "Leave him alone!" She pecked and kicked and beat her wings against the fish until he surrendered into the murky depths of the pond. Loudwing escorted Brightbill back to the beach, and a minute later the gosling was in his mother's arms, safe and sound. "Rockmouth isn't as dangerous as he seems," said the geese out of breath, "but I think that's enough swimming for one day." Chapter 36. The Gosling Grows. Brightbill soon forgot about the incident with Rockmouth, and he spent his mornings cruising around the pond with the other goslings. He was becoming a great little swimmer. He was also becoming a great little speaker. "Hello, my name is Brightbill," he said to anyone who would listen. The gosling was small for his age, and he always would be, but he was growing bigger and stronger by the day. His increasing size was matched by his increasing appetite. He gobbled down grass and berries and nuts and leaves. Sometimes he'd snack on little insects. If it was edible, Brightbill would eat it. And even if it wasn't edible, he might try and eat it anyway. Roz felt something like fright the time she saw Brightbill swallowing pebbles on the beach. She was holding him upside down, hoping the pebbles would fall out of his mouth when Loudwing stepped in. "Put the gosling down," said the goose with a laugh. "It's perfectly natural for Brightbill to eat a few pebbles. They'll help him digest his food. But not too many, okay, little one?" Like most youngsters, Brightbill was incredibly curious. He explored the garden and the pond and the forest floor. And he would occasionally explore the neighboring homes. He'd wander down some hole in the ground to say to whoever was there, "Hello, my name is Brightbill." Then a long robot arm would reach in and pull the gosling back outside. "Sorry to bother you," Roz would say in her friendliest voice. The mother and son slipped into a good nighttime routine. While the gosling slept, the robot might tend to the fire if it was cool out, or gently fan him if it was warm. If he woke up hungry or thirsty, Roz brought him food or water. And whenever he had nightmares, she was always there to rock him back to sleep. Well, that's all we've got time for today. It's so exciting watching Brightbill grow up and watching Roz become such a great parent to him. All right, join us next time as we continue reading in The Wild Robot by Peter Brown.